Good morning, guys. So today we are working on math lesson 12-9, and this should be a review for you guys. You did time last year in first grade to the hour and half hour, and then we did it earlier in the year, and we've been practicing a lot this year. So you guys should be familiar. So this should be a pretty easy lesson for you guys today. Let's quickly see if we can get it to, there we go. Let's quickly review our clock. Remember that there are two hands. The hour hand is the shorter hand and the minute hand is the longer hand. Okay, remember the hour hand, that smaller hand, you're either going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. Those are the only numbers you say with the smaller hand. Okay, and then the longer hand is that minute hand, and it can go anywhere from 1 to 59, or we say o'clock when it gets to 60 minutes. Okay, remember we talked about how there are 60 minutes in a whole hour. It takes 60 minutes for this little hand to travel from the 1 to the 2. Okay, but for today we're just thinking about the o'clock and the 30 when that long hand is down at the bottom. Okay, and remember when that long hand moves halfway around, the little hand is halfway between the hour. And so we call that half past. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, it's showing you the two different clocks. Travis practices his trumpet in the afternoon. What time does he start practicing? And what time does he end? So he starts at this clock, and it's this time when he ends. Okay, so we've talked about this, guys. Remember, when we're just telling the time straight out, we look at the little hand first at where it's pointing. It's pointing to the 3. And then we look at the minute hand, it's straight up. And we learned that when it's straight up, we say o'clock. Okay, so it's 3 o'clock when he starts. Okay, and then when he's finished, our little hand is between the 3 and the 4. So it's gone halfway past the 3. And our minute hand has gone from the 12 all the way down here to the 6. And remember, when it's on the 6, we read the minute sign. That's 4:30. Okay, let's go ahead and fix our clock to look like their clock. Okay, so this is what their clock, this is what time he finished. That hour hand is between the 3 and the 4. It has not gotten to the 4 yet, and our minute hand has gone halfway around the clock, and so it's on the 30. Okay, when you're reading a digital clock, it looks like this, 3 o'clock. Okay, and this is what it looks like on the digital clock when he stops or when he finishes, 3:30. Okay, so we can read this 3 different ways. Okay, we could say 3:30. He finished at 3:30. Sometimes you might hear someone say he finished at 3:30. That means it's a half an hour or 30 minutes. Okay, think about your clock being divided in half. It's gone halfway around. So it's 3 o'clock or 3:30. Sometimes you hear people read it the minute hand first. 30 minutes after 3. It is. It's 30 minutes has gone by after 3 o'clock. Okay, so 3 different ways to read the time. So Travis started practicing at 3 and ended at 3:30. All right, so let's take a look at the back sheet. Let's do a couple of these together. All right, these should be pretty familiar with these because, like I said, we've done o'clock and 30 all year long. All right, you did it last year in first grade. Okay, it says write the time in 2 ways. Remember on the front I showed you that there's 3 different ways to write, so we're going to write it in 2 ways. Okay, so this one we're going to write just the time here, and then down here we're writing it with the words. Okay, so just the time like we would see it on a digital clock. Remember, I look at my hour hand or little hand first. It's pointed at the 11. So I'm going to write that first, put my 2 dots to separate my hour from my minutes. And remember, when it's straight up, that minute hand, we say o'clock, and we write that as 0, 0. And down here, they gave us the words o'clock. So we just put the 11 in front of it, that hour, when we write it with words for o'clock. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. First, we look at that hour hand, that little hand. The little comes first, and it's between the 7 and the 8. So I know it has not gotten to the 8 yet. When it's in between, I go with the number it was on first. It's between 7 and 8. So I put the 7 down for my hour, dot, dot, to separate my minutes. And I look, I know when it's straight down, it's at 30, because remember, we've been practicing o'clock, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, so they want us to write it as half past. That clock, that it's gone halfway past what hour? You're going to write the hour. Halfway past 7. Okay, it's not to 8 yet. It's halfway past the 7. It's between the 7 and the 8. It's half past 7. Okay, all right, so you guys are going to do 3 and 4. 5, 6, down here, describe the positions of the hour and minute hands at 8. So tell where the hour hand would be at 8 and where the minute hand would be at 8, and then tell where the hour hand would be at 8:30 and where the minute hand would be at 8:30. So 4 different things you're writing about on that one. Okay, you're going to continue writing the time in 2 ways, just like we did. Remember, it gives you the 3 different ways up here. Okay, it gives you all the different ways to write it. So go back up here and look if you're not sure. Okay, on the back, you're matching the clock to the correct time. And then solve. Think about the numbers that will be between and where your minute hand should be pointing. How can you tell if a time is on the hour or at the half hour? By looking only at the hour hand. We've talked about this. Think about what happens to that hour hand when it's on the hour and what happens to that hour hand when it's actually on the half hour. Okay? All right, guys, if your parents have any questions or you guys have any questions, shoot me an email. I can always do a Zoom video with you if you need a little bit more help. All right, bye.